So just today, yeah, in the shop, I had a piece of 1 3/8 or inch. Oh, it's actually this is 1 1/4 inside diameter PVC, and I was trying to fit it over a 35 millimeter outside diameter tube, and it's just a little too small. So I thought, well, why don't I just cut a slit down there? And my first surprise was that this pipe is under compressive force, I guess you'd say. I guess that's just a consequence of the way the stuff is built. But when you run a saw kerf down it, you get a couple inches into it and you see that the pipe is closing behind you. It wants to snap shut as you're cutting through. So you end up having to put a screwdriver in there and hold the kerf open while you're sawing, which is a little inconvenient. But then when you succeed and get to the other end, I was thinking I was going to, just open up for me, but in fact, I ended up reducing the inside diameter by cutting the kerf instead of increasing the inside diameter. So I thought, well, PVC is a thermoplastic, right? We can squirt it out of a nozzle in a printer. Why can't I just heat it up? So I pulled out my Harbor Freight high quality heat gun, and set it on a reasonably low speed and, blew hot air up this thing and then started working it. And I was pleasantly surprised. It took time because this is, being schedule 40 or whatever this is, it's pretty thick wall. So it takes a while to get hot. And then as it is hot, much like Jim was saying about the shape form, whatever that stuff is, the plastic, I forgot the name already, but it's not squishy, but it's workable. What I was going back to is somebody told me once years and years ago that there's craftsmen in Europe, I think specifically they're saying Poland, where PVC is the internal plumbing pipe. And you get these guys who can use a torch to very quickly heat it up, but of course nowhere near fire damage. And then like by hand or tools, take this hot PVC and bend it and shape it and go through every angle and every corner to make just the right shape. And of course, as it cools, it's back to its former rigidity. And if I hadn't, cut the slot down the side, it'd still be watertight, I suppose, after it had been shaped and bent. So anyway, it was just a nice surprise that PVC is quite amenable to that. And, it took work, but now it's easily fits over the thing I needed it to fit over. And it was retaining its shape. It's still quite rigid when it cooled down.
Can you estimate the temperature that you got it to?
Yeah, I think the heat gun was set for like 450 or 500. And so it probably was in the, I mean, I could still touch it briefly, like Jim was saying, and, I couldn't hold it, right? But I could stick a screwdriver in there and wedge it. And I think one of the reasons I couldn't really hold it is that the challenge is it's cooling off and the heat gun is blowing 500-degree air over there, and that'll fry your fingers if it gets on there for any length of time. But I think the PVC itself was probably getting soft in the, probably below the boiling point of water. I don't know.
Yeah, it looks like, I mean, I just checked online. It looks like 100C to 260C would be its melting. I'm sorry, plastic to melting temperatures. And did you have any deformation of the interior surface? That's where you had the.
Yeah, I guess I didn't look before, Scott.
did it blister? Did it do anything funny?
I wouldn't. I mean, it's bumpy in there,
yeah,
but it's not. I assume it came from the factory that way. I don't know if you can see that. It's tough to see.
Oh, a little, yeah.
There's some. It's not smooth as a baby's butt, but it's plenty smooth enough to pass water.
Yeah. My son got a didgeridoo at a Bristol Renaissance Fair, and it's that alone is a story. But it's a piece of PVC that someone had formed with a blowtorch to make look like bamboo. It's pretty remarkable.
Oh,
so, wow. But yeah, it's quite a.
I guess you can form with any heat source, a blowtorch or a Harbor Freight heat gun.
Yeah.
So one of the things that there's the slight risk, I guess, to doing this is that if PVC is vaporized, the vapor is not friendly, right? For inhaling or whatever. So I suppose one thing to do is to make sure there's no the PVC dust or whatever left over from the cutting. But the other thing that this reminded me of was there's a tool out there called the PVC Bend It, and it's a thing that it's I think it's been around for 10 or 12 years or whatever, and it's just really it's a long flexible wire basically that it kind of looks like that stuff that you put your electrical wires in, like up in the attic.
Oh, BX, yeah,
BX, yeah,
kind of, yeah.
It looks like BX, but designed to get hot, and it's just perfectly tuned for the temperature for appropriately bending PVC, so that you don't have to be the German plumber that knows exactly how to do the torch. The temperature it's temperature controlled basically. And
it generates the heat.
Oh yeah. So
I see. Okay.
You run this long thing through. Yeah, Gail's got it, I think. That's it. The PVC Bend It. Yeah. So you run that thing through the PVC, and then turn it on, and it heats it up, and then you can flex it to whatever you want. And I think you actually pull the thing out while it's still hot, and then bend it and whatever. But I always thought that would be a great addition to the Workshop 88 workshop collection of tools for doing fun things like bending PVC. But anyway,
that's cool.
Yeah, thanks for reminding me of that.
Yeah.